Today, I am going to talk about a philosophy that absolutely changed my life. This is not general motivation I'm referring to, but something which is strongest and the richest cultures we have and totally science backed. What is unique about Japan is if you look at the history of that country, they have been through so much. They were bombed, they have tsunamis, they have earthquakes, they have been up and down in terms of the economic change. Once they were a powerhouse, then they were struggling, now they're coming back. But if you see with Japanese culture, people are so nice, their culture is so rich, people are so polite, and there is so much to learn from that. Now, all of what I spoke about, respect, grace, dignity, it is not by design, it is by the simple habits that are there in Japanese culture. So, my question to you is if you want to be calmer in 2026, more disciplined in 2026, have more control in 2026, be grounded in 2026, this is a video you should listen to. So, 7 Japanese habits that will change your life. The number one habit I'm going to talk about is what we call Kaizen and the principle of becoming better by 1% every day. Now, Japan at its peak was a phenomenal economy. It still is a brilliant economy. They have phenomenal gadgets that have come out, phenomenal tech that has come out. And this one principle is very essential about if you want to achieve something remarkable. Think about how Japan was bombed in the Second World War. All you have to do is improve by 1% every day. This is a very common principle now, but Kaizen essentially is a Japanese principle. So now some of their competitors in other nations are also adopting this principle. So Kaizen is the principle of doing something better, a little better every day if you want to achieve something monumental. You may associate this was the same thing that came in the book Atomic Habits, where you do something a little better every day. Now the question is, how do you use this in your life in 2026? Here are some recommendations which you should try. Number one, read 5 pages every day. Micro habit, just read 5 pages every day. Do this for 2 weeks, then increase the 5 to 6, increase the 6 to 7. Number two, what you should look at is in terms of physical exercise. Can you walk? Can you just start walking? And I know it's very difficult with the lifestyles, we can't, but can you walk for 10 minutes every day? Just do 10 minutes every day. After 3 weeks, make that 10 minutes into 12 minutes. Another 3 weeks, make that 12 minutes into 15 minutes, and so on. Can you do that? Very achievable. It's a micro habit. The third one, if you have any bad habit, now I'm talking about positive habits, now I'm going to go into a negative habit. Say you have a bad habit, whether it is smoking, drinking, eating junk. Just ask yourself, can I reduce its frequency by 10%? So if you have 5 cigarettes a day, can you say make it 4 a day? If you eat junk food 4 times a week, ask yourself, can I make it 3 times a week? Then you make it 2 times a week. So that is as simple as that. See, overnight, you cannot give up bad habits. But when you reduce it by 10%, 15%, it becomes so much easier. So that's the first principle I want to talk about. If you want to do something exceptional in life, you need to follow this principle of get better by 10% or just reduce something by 10% every 3 weeks. It's a powerful principle. The second principle of Japanese culture, this not too many people know about this, is what is called the principle of Ichigo Ichie. For example, you can't control the past. You cannot control the future. What you really can control is the present moment. And that is what Ichigo Ichie is about. So what happens? Think about how our days are running. So we are talking to somebody, the phone is buzzing, you are half-heartedly listening to that person, half-heartedly on the phone. Now the thing is, when you realize the current moment will never come back in its life, this moment is absolutely unique and only one of its kind at this point. And Ichigo Ichie says, enjoy the current moment. You don't have control on the future. This is what you currently have. So, for example, here are small micro habits you can start. Number one, slow down the pace at which you eat. Number two, when you're speaking to somebody, just focus all your attention to that person. Even if you're speaking to a coconut vendor, an auto driver, anybody, very small person, very big person, focus all your attention on that person. Number three, when you're listening to somebody, there is this principle called active listening. Actually, genuinely try and hear them in terms of what they're saying. Don't come from a perspective, and I also had this issue where I would always think, let me react to what that person is saying. Let me give an answer. We all have this bad habit. Sometimes when anybody is just narrating something, just listen. Just listen with a blank mind. Do not think of how do I respond to this. These things are such small habits that will go a long way in making you productive. Number four, we don't smile enough. You see someone in the lift, you see a colleague, just smile without an agenda. And then you will see when you start living in the moment, automatically you start having a greater sense of control on your lives. And these small moments of Ichigo Ichie will really transform your life. Number three is something you will all know, but I will still talk about, which is Ikigai. How do you live your life with purpose? So, what is Ikigai? Ikigai, you'll know, is a very famous book that was written also on the same topic. Essentially, how do you get up in the morning and ask yourself that this is my purpose, I want to do this, I am energized with it. Now, here is a framework that you can use. And this conversation is not easy. And trust me, many CXOs I've coached have gone through this. So, what is the framework? This is how you can identify your purpose. Now, Ikigai had 4 circles or 4 questions. I'm going to simplify it for you so that with 3 circles, you can answer this on your own. Number 1, question your purpose. What are you good at? What are you good at? What skill do you have? It could be basis your years of experience or your education. What are you good at? Number 2, what do you love? What do you love genuinely gives you joy? Number 3, what will the world pay money for? And if you look at these 3, the intersection area is what your purpose. So typically, sometimes people say, oh, you should follow your passion. But the thing is that the world is not going to pay money for it, which is box number 3. It is not worth it. You may say, I will do pottery. I'm good at it. It gives me joy. But if no one's going to pay for that, there is no Ikigai in that, because there is no nobility in poverty. So you have to do this exercise for yourself. But the thing is, you won't get the answer straight away. So as I'm speaking, try and draw in your notepad these 3 circles and say, what is your Ikigai? You won't have an answer straight away. It takes multiple conversations with yourself to come in. So let me share with you my own Ikigai. So what am I good at? I spent 17, 18 years in consulting in FMC. So I'm very good with leadership coaching. I'm very good with storytelling, negotiation. That was what I was good at because of my experience. What do I love? I love teaching. Now, I love teaching in the physical world. I am teaching right now with you in the digital world. The Ikigai of what I really love doing is I love teaching in the areas of storytelling, negotiation, leadership coaching, online and offline. And that gives me so much joy. Principle number 4 is very, very interesting. This principle is called Shokunin. Shokunin. And this is a concept of taking great pride in your work. So if you go to Japan, you will see the barber will take so much pride in her work. Right now, you may see some Instagram reels that are going viral. The barber is doing cutting hair. A lady barber is cutting hair with so much pride. The garbage cleaner, someone who picks up the trash, has so much pride in their work. They try to do it with the best of their ability. If you look at a train conductor, they're trying to do their best of, even in a fairly menial job, they do it to the best of their ability. And they also give respect to each other. This is the principle of saying Shokunin. So whatever I do, I will do it with excellence and pride. Why do I tell you all this? See, because if you look at our lives, some of us may think when I started off, and I'm sure some of you are at that stage, that our jobs are miserable. What am I doing? Maybe I'm just doing formatting. Maybe I'm carrying coffee. Maybe I'm just printing out documents. Maybe I'm doing manual work. Maybe my work does not affect the revenue of the company. But always remember, whatever you do, take great pride in it. And this beautiful story of Steve Jobs, which I want to talk about, you may have heard of it, but it's good to hear it one more time. It's called Connect the Dots. The story goes as follows, that Steve Jobs was always a tech person. And once upon a time, he sat in this useless course on creating beautiful fonts. At that point of time, it felt completely useless to him. Many years later, when the Macintosh was getting designed, Steve Jobs, because of his knowledge of those beautiful fonts, got those majestic fonts into Macintosh, and then Windows copied that. And today you see we have so many fonts is because of this useless course that Steve Jobs went through. This is a part of his famous speech called Connect the Dots. Why am I telling you all this? The reason I'm telling you all this is today you may think whatever you're doing is useless, non-value added. But always remember the person above has a plan. So whatever you're doing, the principle of Shokunin is you may be doing the most manual work, the most admin work, the most zero value adding work. Do it to the best of your ability. Look at the principle of Kaizen within Shokunin. Increase your contribution or impact by 1%. Because in 10 years later, you may not know, this may be one of the biggest things you may do in terms of impact. Habit number 5, again, is what you will say I've done is I've kept some known habits and some unknown habits so that it's easy for you. Habit number 5 is minimalism. Minimalism is what? Do less with more. Have only what you really need. If you look at the kind of culture we are living in, it's only about consumerism. Keep buying more, whether it's clothes, whether it's shoes, whether it's gadgets. What Japanese culture teaches you is have what you really need. The rest of it you absolutely don't need. Use this philosophy with your clothes. Use this philosophy with your shoes. Use this philosophy with the utensils in the kitchen. Ask yourself, what will you not use in the next 6 to 12 months? Just throw it blindly. Don't think of the consequences. You will see suddenly there is so much space. The same thing you can use with your relationships. Now, unfortunately, we have too many friends, too many acquaintances. A lot of them are not adding value. Ask yourself, you should never have more than 2 or 3 good friends. You cannot have more than 3 or 3 good friends. They're just acquaintances after that. Ask yourself, who are the people who are really not adding value in your life? Just block them. Do not talk to them. Do not go out with them on lunches, dinners, walks. Don't speak to them. And suddenly you will see all that amount of bandwidth that you were spending on them, you can now spend on yourself. That is a huge, huge benefit. One of the lines I love is, when you remove excess, your mind becomes lighter, your environment becomes calmer, and your decisions become clearer. Habit number 6, and I absolutely love this, is what is called Osewa. Osewa, Osewa. This is the habit of respect, politeness, and gratitude. You may have seen some of the videos from Japan, and they are also respectful. So if you bow, they will speak to you politely, they do not interrupt you, they value your time, they will thank you, they treat everybody with dignity. Now, this is so impressive because if you see the kind of world we live in, now everybody's gone into this macho mode. We need to show our ego, we need to bully the other person. That is how success is done. But sometimes Japanese politeness is so respectful. Now, there's also research why this works. The human brain is driven by the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind always says that if you treat me badly, I will treat you badly in return. Maybe I'm not powerful today, but when I am powerful, I will treat you badly. The human brain also says, if you're kind to me, I will be kind to you. This is what is called the principle of reciprocity. What you do to me, I will do to you. So if you are polite, if you are grateful, if you do not fight unnecessarily, you will, in your selfish interest, move up a lot in life. Next time, my request is just smile with people. Do not interrupt them. Be polite, be respectful, say thank you. The one habit I think a lot of Indians don't have is we don't say thank you enough. Someone's doing it, someone opened the door for you, just say thank you. When someone moved out of their way so that you can go through, just say thank you. Say thank you many times, and you will see suddenly, you will see how lucky you are. You will build a sense of gratitude and respect, and that will come back. The universe always notices such good habits, and that will always come back. Number 7, most important, and that's why I held it till the end. This is called Gaman, Gaman. It's the habit of strength and emotional resilience. Now, life will test you, people will test you, people will disappoint you. Nobody has faced this more than Japan. They got bombed in the World War II. They face earthquakes, they face tsunamis, their economy has gone like this. And rarely will you see, when you work in Japan or stay in Japan, they are never angry. The people are never angry. They are always smiling. They are respectful. Now, typically a nation that has gone so much should be very angry, should be very aggressive, should be bitter about their past. They are not. They're very kind. They're always smiling. Because the principle of Gaman is as follows, that you cannot control what life is throwing at you, but what you can control is how you respond to it. Your response is completely under your control. It's also a famous principle of Buddhism, that you should hold your composure and endure with calm. Life will throw drama at you. Life will throw panic at you. Life will throw crap at you. But your response is in your control. And if you do that, you will always realize that the only constant thing in life is change. Good times also change to bad times also change to good. So, what do you do from a mindset perspective? One is to say, number one, no matter what happens, you will get angry. Life will make you angry. I will not say anything when I'm angry. First principle, you will save, MS Dhoni said this very famously, you will save so many relationships if you just shut your mouth up when you are angry. Sounds very simple, but it's very, very powerful. Because remember, once some words have come out, you can never take them back. And there is no nobility in hurting the other person with words. When you are angry, never say anything, even if you are right. First principle. Second principle is never feel sorry for yourself that, oh, the world is screwing me, it's treating me badly. No, it is not. All of us go through ups and downs. You just have to say this is like a rite of passage, it will also bypass. Ask yourself, what are the 2 or 3 things I can do in this situation? Small steps, micro steps coming from all the other Japanese habits I spoke about. Ask yourself what you can do in that situation. Never speak when you are angry, and never become bitter that somebody else is spoiling me. I have been given a bad deal. No, you are fully in control of your life. No matter how bad a situation you are in, you can always come back. Just tell yourself tomorrow, what are the 3 micro habits I should change? There is a famous leader in India I had worked with, and he always used to tell me that whatever stage you are in at life, there will always be 10 people better than you and 10 people worse than you. Always remember that. You're never the worst ever in terms of life. So here are the 7 habits. I'm going to quickly summarize it for you. Number 1, you should do this in 2026. Please make notes in terms of what are the small micro habits you will change from tomorrow. So Kaizen, build yourself daily. Ichigo Ichie, value every moment. Number 3 is Ikigai, find your purpose. Number 4 is Shokunin, take great pride in your work even if you're doing a very menial job. Minimalism is do more with less, simplify your life. Osewa is be respectful and kind to everyone. And Gaman is stay emotionally strong and resilient. Now, if you just do small micro habits, the examples which I gave, you will see over a period of 2 or 3 months, your life is consistently changing. So just start with identifying 3 or 5 things you will do from tomorrow. Maybe drop them in the comments box. I will probably engage with you and reply to that. So just 3 or 5 small micro habits you will start from tomorrow from these 7 principles, and you will see a transformation which is silent, which is slow, which is powerful and deeply personal. So with this, we come to the end of this video. My request is share this video with someone who genuinely needs to hear this, someone who's probably a little stressed, anxious, and not in a good state of mind. Maybe just share it with them. This kind of a video will probably change their life. This philosophy changed my life, and I genuinely hope in the spirit of Japanese philosophy, it improves your life by 1%. Thank you so much for joining my channel. Please subscribe to it, and I will see you next time.